guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to learn how to play Old Man by Neil Young. It's got some kind of a tricky little hammer-ons going on throughout the song, and we got a consistent rhythm going in the right hand. So let's talk about that one really quick, and then we'll get to all the stuff going on down here. Just for simplicity's sake, let's just kind of hold a D major chord. And we're just going to basically, almost like you're kind of muting the strings as you hit them when you're coming down with a downstroke. And a lot of times, especially later in the song, he's going to be hitting the face of the guitar with his his pinky and his third finger. So we have. All right, so now from there you want to add the hammer-on. So lift up your first finger on that G string, and as you hit it, okay, so you want to practice that a little bit just to get the feel. All right, so after that, hopefully the right hand won't be that difficult to understand. He's kind of keeping a consistent thing going through most of the song until he's really kind of strumming and stuff. So let's get up here to the beginning. We have this little intro. You're going to hold the 5th fret on the G string, 6th fret on the B string. So get those down real quick. Now you're going to start with just a downstroke on the D and the G together. And it's muted. So you remember, you got that palm muting a lot. He kind of really mutes these strings a lot. He lets certain ones ring out. It's kind of random, so you just got to get a good feel of it, and you'll be able to recreate the sound. So we're going to do this first, and then when you come back down, you're going to have the G string open and hammer on. And you can pick just that G string by itself the second time down, hammer on the 5th fret. And then it's pretty much the melody he goes for most of the time while he's strumming. The rest of the chord is the B string followed by the open high E string. Alright, so the picking is actually a little bit random there too. Sometimes you just kind of strum it across strings. Sometimes they'll go from the first string back to the second string. Try to kind of get the feel of it with the rhythm. Now you notice here that the second chord I strummed a little bit longer there. Right here. Alright, then we take the second half of the riff is down here on a D major chord that we played just a few minutes ago. You're going to have the second string up first. And as you strum the chord, you're going to hammer onto the 2nd fret there to complete the D major chord. And then pinky at the 3rd on the high E string. Then back down to the 2nd fret. Then open, and back to the 2nd fret. Hit the D string by itself before you start doing all that. See, I'm still kind of keeping a percussive, very percussive, kind of muted strumming approach down here. So all together. Alright, then the vocals come in. It's pretty much the same thing, a little bit different timing of the hammer-ons. That last one is just a little bit delayed because it works better with the vocal melody, and it probably makes it a little bit easier to sing. It's less awkward. So, alright, so that's pretty much the intro in the beginning vocal line. Now the last time coming out of that, when he goes down to the D, he just starts strumming to get into the next part, which is really just always kind of a tie between the previous part and the verse that's coming up. He uses the same chords, but it sounds like this. It has a bunch of hammer-ons, and there's no vocals over this. All right, so we're starting with a D chord and strum all 5 strings. All right, so basically including that A string in there. So we have this. Then you're going to pick up the first finger, hit that open G, and hammer on the 2nd fret towards the end of that, holding that D chord. So we got. All right, that happens on the D. Then we go to this F chord. So you're just a bar across the first 2 strings at the 1st fret, 2nd fret on the G, 3rd fret on the D. We have strum it twice, then lift up the 2nd finger, just an open G string, and then back down. We have this. Come down to a C major. So that C, after you strum it, then you're going to hammer on 0 to 2 on the D, 0 to 2 on the G. Try to still let the chord ring out around it. Then the open G by itself, then the open G again, and the open D, that resolve to a G major chord. So slowly from that C chord. Again. All right, so back to the D to start over. Back to that F, the same maneuver. Back to the C major. Same little figure we did before, but this time instead of going to the G, you're going to keep your 3rd finger where it's at on this C, and you're going to hold the F chord above that. So you're going to hold that with the bar again, 2nd fret here on the G string, but the pinky's now got to play that 3rd fret on the D because you got your 3rd finger playing this 3rd fret on the A. So we have, and that same figure that we did on the F before. We're lifting up the 2nd finger and bringing it back down. All right, so let's do all that. All right, now the vocals come in, and this is the verse basically. We have a lot of the same chords, but we're not doing so many hammer-ons. We're just going to be doing the D with the, make sure you get the A string in there. The F, C, to the G. Back to the D, to the F, to the C, back to that F. Now the only hammer-on that happens there is the first time you hit the C. It goes like this. You just hammer it 0 to 2 on the D, and then it takes you down to that G. Alright, go back through those chords again. Remember, right here, you're going to replace the G with the F with the C and the bass. Then you're going to start the progression, all of that over again, to continue the 2nd half of the verse, which is just going to end a little bit differently. So, 2nd half of it sounds like this. D to the C, to the F, to the G. So, basically, the verse is pretty much the same chords almost repeated 4 times in a row, with just a different ending the 2nd time and the 4th time. So the 4th time is, so straight from the D to the C major, to the F with the C in the bass, to the G. Now this leads us to the chorus, this little line right here. It's just 3rd fret on the low E string, 0, 2, 3 on the A string, then the open D. Alright, now the chorus sounds like this. Alright, so it's a little bit more open sounding chords. It starts with that D with the A string still in it. Alright, now we go to, which is basically going to be an A minor chord, but pick up your third finger. You're going to have the open G string in there, so that makes it an A minor 7. Then put your pinky at the third fret on the B string. And then you're going to pick up your first finger, move your second finger over to the second fret on that A string, and then just strum all 6 strings. So every string is open except the second and the fifth string. Alright, so that's an E minor 7 chord if you want to know that. So we have you're going to end it with just a basic G major. Oh, sorry. So we have this. So repeat that, and then it takes us right back to that, basically the version of the verse with all the hammer-ons where there's no vocals. Alright, and then that goes back into the verse and through the chorus again. Now after the second chorus, we go back to this section that we did at the beginning, this little lick. A little bit different timing the very first time. Sounds like this. Alright, so basically that is the same thing. This kind of hammering on, then hammering on 2 times in a row. Little strum, and then, so we gotta do the hammer on, down, up, then hammer on twice. Down, up, and then hammer on twice again, and then the hammer on just once. So it's like 1, 2, 2, 1. So that's the same, and then we just have the vocals come in over it, so it goes back to the rhythm that he sings over. After I think the third time there, we go back to the verse chord rhythm that has the hammer-ons in it. This time, after you get to that last G, just come back. Instead of continuing on, you just end on the D that's basically in the middle of that part. Alright, so that's about it. It's got a good exercise in some hammer-ons and bringing those hammer-ons out, and a nice percussive picking sound. Look, especially towards the end when he's doing that. He's really letting his side of his fingers, like his little finger, hit the face of the guitar with it. So it's a really cool percussive approach, and it really has a big impact on the sound and the impact of the music. So work on it. I'm glad you were here for this lesson, and I'm glad to do it for you, and I'll see you again soon for another one for GuitarLessons365.com. Bye-bye.